Yeah! Paradigm Shift Episode 2. Mr. CLS Craig Siegel featuring the iconic David Meltzer. Let's do this. April 3rd, 2021, you know the drill. Brain on, popcorn ready. What's up, Jake? Rachel? Alex? I see everybody.
Jakey. Yeah! I'm ready for you, Big Dave. Woo!
I have to tell you, I was worried when it got to be 7:31 in California. I'm like, do I got the time wrong? Oh, man.
No one's more punctual than you except me. I had a little technical difficulty. How are you, my friend?
Good, man. Good. I'm
Where
excited
are
about
you?
episode 2. I'm at the Ritz-Carlton. I'm doing a little staycation. So we're here.
Of course you're at the Ritz-Carlton because you're a juggernaut.
It's so beautiful, man. I love it here. I'm coming.
I love that. And just so we can update the world, this is episode 2, the paradigm shift. Mr. CLS Craig Siegel featuring the iconic David Meltzer, April 3rd, 2021. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter and Passover.
You ready to get crazy? Oh,
Yeah.
nuts. You ready to get nuts?
Let's do it. What do we got today?
We're going machine gun style right now. What's your superpower, Big Dave?
Kindness. Kindness is everybody's superpower. They just don't realize, they don't understand what they've been given. They think they need to proclaim what they want, but they've already been given it.
Ooh, love that. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Kind, happy, and man, there's so many other ones. Gracious.
Woo! Gracious. Yes, you are. This one's a little bit of a longer one. I see far too many people living in a mindset of scarcity. A very trendy thing right now, Big Dave, is to transform your mindset from one of scarcity to abundance. Even mantras like, I'm a money magnet, money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly. But I see so many people having so much trouble and they're stuck on this wheel. How do they break that wheel to think of abundance?
Well, they have to first have faith that there's more than enough of everything for everyone. They think that abundance means that I'm a giving person and I'm going to get what I want. It's not. You already have it. You have your health, you have your wealth, you have your happiness. Figure out what is interfering with your health, wealth, and happiness. You already have it. And when you realize there's more than enough of everything for everyone and have faith in that, you will experience abundance and things will flow through you abundantly.
I love it. But how come so many people, like when it's time to make the most important investment of one's life and to bet on themselves, to invest in you, Dave, or me, or obviously themselves, why is it that some people say, well, how am I going to afford that? As opposed to, well, what's my return on investment going to be? What kind of value am I going to get from this? How do we transform these mindsets?
They have to learn about time. See, the problem is they don't understand time. And there's 2 ways to treat time. One is to be miserable. And if you're miserable and scarce, you'll live a long life. You know, when you're not happy, time goes really, really slow. And then the other side of time is to combine and blend and temper patience with persistence. And when you're capable of blending time, you realize that everything compounds on itself, that everything accelerates within itself, and that every dime I invest in myself becomes 100 dimes later on. But I have to allow it to happen by utilizing persistence. And people don't understand, how can you detach your emotions from an outcome and allow things to happen with persistence? And I'll tell you why. Because free will is not to be used to get something. It's to clear the way with what you already have.
Big Dave is coming in hot. You're on absolute fire. You can't be stopped. But I'm sure you already knew that. I just got to say, you're the total package. You got the wisdom, the charisma, the sincerity, the good looks. You got it all.
Well, I got almost all that, but thank you.
Dave, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, man, Greatest Showman right
now.
Yeah!
T. Barnum? Tell me why.
Because it to me, it resonates most with me. Like, I think that, you know, that journey from scarcity to abundant, but it also, you know, when he says that one line they used on the trailer as well, right? When he says, you know, but PT, you could lose everything. And he says, that's what got me here, right? That's what got me here. Don't even call it a comeback. I've been here for years and I've been through that. I've lost everything. And I know how important my health is, my family is, and I know how important it is to understand what that enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential is. People will laugh at you. They laughed at him. They made fun of him. They scoffed at him, and then they applauded him.
Ooh, I didn't think I could love you anymore. The Greatest Showman, one of my all-time favorites. Every single time it's on, I can't turn it off. In fact, I've taken notes from the film and so many messages in it, and one of the things I love about that also, I just want to touch upon, is his imagination. Like, it was not limited. He thought so big that people thought he was weird, just like you and I. It's like when you have those paradigms, there's the word paradigm shift, and you think that far ahead and like playing chess, like a visionary. Who's to tell you that it can't happen? And I love that, and I love that you love that.
You know, I was with the Sadhguru this week, and he'll be on my podcast, and he's the enlightened mystic from India. He's the Deepak Chopra of the world. And, I have my over 1 billion people I want to empower to be happy. He wants to empower the whole world to be happy. And he said to me, it was so funny. You got to hear the podcast. He goes, you know what, Dave? He goes, now I only have to worry about 7.4 billion. You promised to do 1 billion? That's fine. You make my job easier. Thank you.
That guy's on. How do I hear that? When does that come out?
2 weeks probably. We just did it this week. We had the founder of NBC on there, the president of the American Television Academy. We had Shiv Kemka. We've had extraordinary guests. It's going to be incredible.
Oh my goodness! Is that a Jakey Bakey sighting? Woo!
Oh.
Look at him!
Oh, is he awake?
Saturday morning, Jakey Bakey.
Oh my God, Jake is awake. Colleen is steady Eddie, and you know who else is here? The great John Wells from Ohio State Buckeyes and the Houston Texans. The great running back Jonathan Wells is in the house.
What's up, Jonathan Wells? Nice to meet you. Jakey Bakey.
Get him on your podcast. Get Jonathan Wells on your podcast. He has a great story.
Let's do it. And I have Jake making some other intros with some juggernauts, but he's dragging his feet. Shred him, Dave.
Push him. He's awake.
All right, I'm going to get all over him. Dave, I got to ask you, one of the coolest, and I know we're flying through here, but I want to make this the most valuable Saturday morning show the planet's ever seen.
Oh, Jason Waller here in there too. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
The true underdog in the house.
Love an underdog. Dave, something that you do so well, better than anybody, is the ability to build rapport with people, even in a short amount of time. How do you do that? How are you so effective at it?
2 ways. One, energetically, right? I focus in on what energy I'm carrying. I want the people to know that I'm vulnerable. Because when I'm vulnerable, that makes me approachable. When I'm vulnerable, people feel attached to me, but also I'm more interested than interesting. So I'm always trying to figure out, what is it that you're doing? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? If I can get someone to tell me what they are doing, aligned especially with what I'm doing, and then tell me what they like about it, what they don't like about it, there's a natural emotional attachment. But there's a different frequency that people don't understand. It's one of allowing. A lot of people, they put off a judgment type of attack on people. They don't know why people aren't connecting to them or approachable. When you're vulnerable, that's the secret sauce to being connected to everything and everyone.
Yeah, and let me be clear, it's something that I'm working on, but I've come a great deal, just in the past year, and it really is so effective because nobody wants to relate to Superman, right? Like, they want someone that's flawed, that's been through some stuff, and then on their way up. Love that you said that about the vulnerability.
Absolutely. That's what makes Steph Curry so popular, is that when you look at LeBron James, most kids look at LeBron James and they realize, I can never be like that, right? He's like Superman. But when they look at Steph Curry, they say, here's a guy that just worked really hard and he shoots really well. I can do that no matter how tall they are, how fast they are. And that's why so many people love Steph Curry, because he's vulnerable.
That's such a good point. And I want to touch upon that for a second. A lot of athletes are obviously very inspirational. And, being around the best athletes in the world has been your bread and butter for your whole life. Who are some other athletes that really inspire you besides the obvious?
Yeah, besides Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and those guys, I'll tell you, there's an athlete a lot of people don't know. His name's Sergey Bubka, and he's a world record holder in the pole vault. He cleared over 20 feet, and he's kind of like the Roger Bannister of the world. And those who don't know who Roger Bannister is, there's another one. I think Roger Bannister may be number one. Let me tell you why. So when Instagram after 6 years. All right. Anyway, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so Roger Bannister, by the way, if anyone doesn't know, went to Oxford, and he was a miler. He ran the mile, and for nobody could ever break the 4-minute mile. In fact, doctors told him at Oxford, the greatest university in the world at the time, that the human body, it was impossible for the human body to run a mile under 4 minutes. And here's the coolest thing. More importantly, 2 or 3 people within 2 weeks did it after he did it.
Of course.
This is the reason he's the greatest athlete that I know, is that it shows that it's the mind over matter.
100%.
Awesome. Am I frozen on your screen? Should I log back in?
I could see you and I could hear you. In fact, I don't think the connection's ever been better.
Okay, cool. We're good.
Yeah, and also that's why I fell in love with running, like with the mindset stuff. Because for me, it was like, am I really tired, or is it that voice in my head? And it's just such a metaphor for life. So I love that you brought that up in regards to the mindset.
Awesome, man. So what else you got for me? Let's keep them firing. We got all these great people here.
Bang. How's the world going to handle when you and I take the stage together?
Well, it's not just the stage, man. We are going to capture what we do continually. This is just a start. This is episode 2 of the Paradigm Shift. We're going to move to TV. We're going to have our own show. People are going to go nuts over the freaky energy of the old man and the general. That's what I call you, the general, the heart soul general. And they're going to go crazy when they realize that we can bring it every week and inspire and motivate. And all of a sudden, when people start seeing that they can actually materialize what they want, because they are utilizing a brick by brick, a step by step procedure, and the energy that we're going to bring is going to be incredible.
Ooh, love that. And just to be very clear for the world, in case you didn't hear Dave, let me be very clear. Hear me now. This will be the biggest show of all time on Saturdays. It will absolutely get picked up by a major network. Nothing's going to stop us. And the most important thing that we provide you guys, aside from inspiration, are the tangible tools and techniques that after you leave the show, you could then go apply. Mark my words. Dave, when you step into a room, how are you so effective at setting the temperature in that room and setting the tone?
Well, first of all, I have a 120 rule. So when I start my day and have my first prayer of the day and my meditation, that may God put at least 10 people in front of me I could help, I then visualize in my room full of $100 bills. And what I visualize after that is that I go around all day long handing out $100 bills and asking for $20 bills back. And then what I do is I capture that feeling, that emotion. What does it feel like to give more value than to receive? And then when I walk into a room, I take my own temperature to make sure that it's 120 temperature. That's what I call that, the 120 temperature. And when I walk in the room, people don't have to see me. They will feel me because I'm heating it up. I'm bringing 100, asking for 20, not only with what I provide with service and value, articulating and quantifying the value that I can provide, but energetically, I walk into the room. If my mom's sitting with her back to me, she's going to swing around and know that I'm there.
That's right. And I got to ask you, because you're very charismatic, do you think charisma is something that you can teach and develop, or is that something you're born with?
Well, I think everyone's born with charisma in certain levels, just like everyone's born at a certain potential to do well in math or to do well in basketball or football. You're born with these quantum potentials. See, the thing is, how much are you paying attention and giving an intention to pursuing your potential of your charisma? Right? Everyone has a certain energy, and within the context of their own spectrum, some people's charisma may not resonate. See, my charisma resonates with you because we're on the same frequency. It resonates with my audience because they're on the same frequency. Just the same way that, Dr. Pimple Popper's audience is on her frequency. But my frequency, if there's like an electron group of people, my frequency is going to bug them. It's going to irritate them. I'm not going to be very charismatic. I'm going to be annoying. They're going to laugh at me, make fun of me, and scoff at me. That's why I don't care, because I learned to love me, and all I do is forgive anyone that doesn't.
I love all of this, my man. Can I have my girl put this in the calendar for next Saturday, episode 3?
We're in. I will be home next Saturday. Good. But we'll do these from the road too. So I'm starting. I got a huge speech this week with Gary Vee. On Thursday, the No Bull Conference. Then I go to the Bahamas. Then I go speak in Miami at the $100 million Mastermind. Then I'm speaking at the NFL Draft. Super excited with the female quotient at the NFL Draft. And we'll be with some superstars there as well. So I am on the road in person, COVID-free, protecting everybody.
We're taking this on the road. We're taking this thing worldwide. This is the Paradigm Shift episode 2. What do you want to leave the audience with, Dave?
I always leave the audience with one simple thing. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a wonderful Easter, everybody.
Dave, I love you so much, my man.
Thank you for inviting me. Take care.
See you next Saturday. Woo! Episode 2 in the books. Episode 3 coming at you next week. I want to leave the audience with this. As you can tell, I'm fired up right now because I'm doing what I absolutely love. I woke up today, made no excuses, went for an 8-mile run. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm going to head to Long Island and see my family, the little guy, Sky Guy. Give my brother a big fat hug. Mark Miller, I see you, buddy. Rachel 2.0. Jessica, I love you all. I'm going to leave you with this. Marky, I'll see you in 1 hour, buddy. Jennifer, how you doing, girl? Leave the audience with this. You're going to think for the rest of the day, maybe even the weekend, think big. I see you still there, Dave. Joannica. You're going to think for the rest of the weekend, think huge. I want you to think so big about the rest of your life and where you take this thing that other people think you're a nut job. You think you're out of your mind because you think so good. I want you to think so big, your paradigms are so huge that you make other people uncomfortable. I love you guys so much. This is CLS out. See you next Saturday for episode 3.